What's up, homies? It's Waldo, and today we are here with episode number 7 of my Phillies historical franchise here on Out of the Park Baseball 17. It is Saturday, October 30th. We are at the end of the postseason, and just as a recap, the Arizona Diamondbacks won the World Series in 6 games over the Kansas City Royals. Melky Cabrera was the series MVP. Of course, we lost in the NLDS to the Houston Astros in 4 games. We lost game 1 6-1. Game 2, 2-1. Then we won Game 3, 8-0, and then we lost in Game 4, 3-1. So the offense it just did not show up for us. The pitching wasn't terrible. I mean, Game 2 we only lost 2-1. Game 4 we only lost 3-1. But the offense was just nowhere to be found aside from Game 3 when we won 8-0. But the other games we got outscored 11-3. So. That was definitely a very disappointing way to end the season. You see, we finished 98-64, 4 games up on the Atlanta Braves in the NL East, but we just could not take advantage of it. We ended up losing to Houston, and that is that. So we're now in the off season. I'm not too sure what I want to do in this off season. I mean, maybe offensively, we could definitely get a little better because you see we were 7th in runs scored. We were 5th in batting average, which isn't too bad. 6th in OBP, which isn't too bad. 9th in home runs. So maybe you look to perhaps add some power because it seems like we didn't have anyone hit over 30 home runs. I mean, I imagine Holiday would have if he was healthy for all 162 games. I imagine he would have come close at least, but regardless, we were 3rd in stolen bases, though, and our pitching staff was good. We were 1st in runs against in the regular season, 1st in starters ERA, 2nd in bullpen ERA, and 11th in defensive efficiency. So I think definitely try to improve the offense somehow. I mean, I think a better catcher would probably be good. A better third baseman would be good. Maybe another outfielder pushing Victorino to kind of like a utility role. I think that might be a good idea. And just finding some way to improve the defense on this team. Because it seems like the teams I build are not very good defensively, which, naturally, I mean, defense, I look at it, like you guys know I look at the defense, but, when it comes to producing runs, like I tend to value offense a little more than defense just because, I don't want, what happened in the postseason this year. I don't want that to be like what happens every year. So I do tend to look for guys that can really, swing the stick. And if it comes at the expense of defense, then so be it. But regardless, Suzuki diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. What is this? Oh, I thought it was Ichiro. I was like, oh, no. I mean, that's still sad. It's like, oh, no. Well, I thought it was Ichiro, but since it's not, I don't care. But that's a shame. And it seems like Jeter signed an extension with the Yankees. Helton signed an extension with the Rockies. And who is this? C.J. Wilson signed an extension with the Atlanta Braves. So looking at our team batting leaders, Holiday led the way in batting average with a 310 average. Chase Utley had 295. Jason Worth 293. Jason Worth led the team in home runs with 27. So I mean, he came close to hitting 30 dingers. Just he was 3 off, which is good. Adam Lind had 22, so he had a good first year for us. He had 254, a 319 OBP. That's not too bad. And Chase Utley had 22 of his own. And in terms of runs batted in, Adam Lind had 96, Worth had 90, Holiday had 89. And in terms of pitching, Chris Carpenter had an exceptional year for us. He went 22-5, 256 innings pitched. He struck at 191, allowed only 48 walks, and a sparkling 176 ERA. So he is 35. I don't really know if I want to re-sign him. I mean, it sounds kind of stupid to say, but I don't know when his decline will happen. But, I'll see what he wants in a contract, and if it's not it's not like overly expensive, maybe I'll look at it. Because you see, we have $20 million for free agents this year and $46 million for extensions. Cole Hamels had a 2.14 ERA. J.A. Happ had a 3.41 ERA, so I guess it was a good idea keeping him around. And then wins, obviously, Carpenter had 22, Hamels had 17, and Happ had 16. Of course, the wins, they're kind of like a misleading stat, especially nowadays, but those were the team leaders in wins for pitching. Cole Hamels had 287 strikeouts, so he came within 13 of 300 Ks, so very good year for Mr. Hamels. He pitched 252 and 2/3 innings. Edwin Jackson actually came up with 212, so he was solid. I mean, I signed him to be kind of like, a guy that could eat some innings for us, and he did just that. He finished 12 and 13, but he pitched over 200 innings for us. He had a 3.92 ERA, 212 Ks, only 57 walks, so that's kind of what I expected out of him, so I can't be too upset. And then Chris Carpenter, of course, had 191. So having said that, let me just go through my mail real quick, see if there's anything I need to worry about. Does not look like it. So going back to the manager's office, because I know I need to I know I need to get some coaches. It seems like I just need a pitching coach and a hitting coach at Reading. So let me just write that down right now. So pitching coach and hitting coach at Reading. Okay. All right. So now I'm not going to forget to do that, because it would definitely be bad if I forgot to do that. Then I'd get like the bottom of the barrel coaches, which is something you definitely don't want. But that is that. So let's move on to the offseason. Take a look at the best possible free agents. Of course, you really don't know until the free agents file, but it'll be interesting to see. I'm not too sure what the free agency class will look like. And unfortunately, I say unfortunately. I mean, last year we had the number 1 pick in the draft and we got Strasburg out of it. So this year, unfortunately, we won't get a prospect like that, but that's a good thing because it means the team is improving. You see, obviously, 98 and 64, I would take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So you see our budget. I guess I forgot to mention that. We had a $152 million budget this past year. Our player payroll was 3rd in the league at $120.4 million. So that is, I guess, based on the performance, you'd like to see your team win the World Series, but, with a player payroll like that, 98 and 64, you can't be too upset. And our reputation for our manager, Randy Marsh, it is now moved up to decent, so I guess that's okay. Apparently only have 2 years left on our deal. Our MLB career record is 152 and 172. I imagine that'll go up over 500 next year as long as we, perform, 90 wins. That should get us over. So we are now importing minor league players, and now we are doing all this. So I think I'm just going to cut out until we reach the official start of the offseason. So let's get a look at arbitration. I'm not sure who is eligible. So Hamels is eligible, Happ, Angel Guzman, that was the guy we got in that Chicago Cubs trade, and Adam Lind. So our pending free agents: Balfour, Barajas, Carpenter, Cora, Feliciano, Feliz, Mike Gonzalez, Gabe Kapler, and Jason Kendall. So, and we have minor league free agents. So let me just check real quick. Joe Creedy, he is also a free agent, but I'm not going to bring him back. That was just a trade I made also to get Dallas Keuchel, but I'm not going to bring Creedy back. He really didn't do all that well for us. So it looks like that 2010 year, that was kind of an outlier, I suppose. So any minor leaguers I'd like to bring back, I guess I could bring, I don't know, let me just make sure. Let me just see, anybody have, like, potential better than 1.5 stars? Because if not, I'll just sign some guys with higher potential that are a little younger. I think that would be a good idea. I mean, a lot of these guys are old anyway, so yeah, there's not really anyone there that I would like to bring back. I mean, the youngest guy's 24, but I don't really want to bring him back. So let's start with arbitration, and most importantly, Hamels, because we definitely would like to bring him back. So he would want to sign an extension with us, and we have a ton of money for extensions, which is good. I mean, you're looking at a 2-time All-Star. You're looking at a World Series MVP. What he's looking at, it's not all that bad. I wouldn't want to go 8 years with a pitcher, though, because so many bad things can happen with pitchers, especially, injury-wise, performance-wise, they can just decline, on a snap. So I'm not too sure if I want to give him 8 years. I wouldn't mind giving him 5 years and maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know, I want to take that player I'll keep that player option. I kind of would want to backload it, I think, just so we have more money to spend this year. So maybe I want to see if he would take maybe $6 million, $9 million maybe. I doubt he would take $10 million there, and then maybe somewhere 12, and then his player option can be $15 million, because by then the budget will go up. So I think we could definitely afford that, no doubt about it. $15 million for a pitcher of Hamels' caliber would definitely be good. So I want to see what his response is to this. I doubt he. Okay, so that's a fair offer. So yeah, I mean this. I would definitely be fine giving Hamels this deal. I mean, he's making less than $7 million next year. He's making less than $10 million in 2012. 2013, he finally makes $10 million. 2014. Oh, and by the way, he can opt out after 2013. Which I wouldn't be surprised if he did, because I don't know how the team's going to do, but maybe he'll look to try to get more money. And by that point, I think the payroll and the budget, that'll all shoot up. So I think we could definitely give him more money if he wanted to opt out just to get a new contract. But if he doesn't opt out, we're going to give him $12.8 million in 2014. 2015 will be his big payday, $15.8 mil. And the good thing with this contract, he'll still have another chance to get a really good payday because he's only 26. So by the end of this contract, he'll only be 31. So he can definitely get another big money deal when he reaches the end of this contract. So we're going to withdraw our arbitration offer. J.A. Happ is a guy I would like to bring back. He's a solid, 4 or 5 starter on this team. And he's not looking for a lot. He's really not looking for a lot. Now, I'd only like to keep him for like 4 years. I would not mind giving him this money at all, to be honest with you. I want to get rid of the team option. So, yeah, I kind of hope he'd be fine without the team option. So I think a 4-year deal for J.A. Happ. He's 28 years old, so this would take him to the end of his age 32 season. I think this is fair, and he likes that. So we're gonna not pay J.A. Happ a lot of money, which is good. Angel Guzman is a guy that I think I would like to I'd like to keep as a bullpen arm. I'm not sure if I want to give him like a long extension, but he did do good for us last year. He did a lot better with Chicago, but I think he could definitely be a solid middle reliever for this team. So looking in terms of an extension, okay, well, he doesn't even want a lot. So, yeah, so we're going to withdraw the arbitration offer, and then we are going to offer an extension. And then I want to see if he'll take like maybe 790-ish. I don't know. I mean, yeah, let's try 790. Okay, cool. So we saved $10,000 on the arbitration. And now Adam Lind is an interesting case. I think I'm going to let him hit free agency, just see if there's any better options, because if not, I feel like we can definitely re-sign him. And, yeah, so Balfour, I don't know. I feel like I could, yeah, okay, so we're going to let Kendall walk. I know he had a kind of good year. Now, Carpenter, this is, yeah, I think we're going to bring Carpenter back, because he was really good for us. So we're going to bring Carpenter back. He wants a 4-year extension, $20+ million a year. Now that's interesting. I mean, we have the money for the extension, but I don't know if I want to give a 35-year-old pitcher a 4-year extension. I mean, I would give him 2 years. I'm definitely not going to give him an option. I would give him 2 years at maybe 40 mil, maybe. I mean, even that, I don't know. Like that's a reach. Like he could just completely like bond these next 2 years. I mean, this is not normally something I would do. I mean, it would like. Let me check the offseason, sir, because I want to see like the potential free agents, just so I know like what I'm working with here. All right, so A-Rod's a free agent. He's 35 at this point, though. So scroll all the way up. Overall rating. Okay. Oh wait, no, these are the current free agents. That's not what I want. I was like, why are there no good players here? So A-Rod, Lance Berkman, Carpenter, J.D. Drew, Carlos Beltran, Manny Ramirez, Lackey, Hanley. Wow, Hanley is intriguing. We might have to take a look at him if he falls through the cracks. Torrey Hunter, Ryan Dempster, Ted Lilly, Jorge Posada, Matt Thornton, Yadier Molina, Chad Qualls, Chipper Jones, Kadire, Jason Bartlett. So it's a weak pitching class this year. There's a lot of good offensive guys that I might look to sign, but pitching-wise, it's kind of weak. So I think we kind of have to get Carpenter just because there's not a lot of good pitchers. I mean, there's Lackey. I mean, there's some good pitchers, like there's Lackey, there's Dempster, there's guys like that, but they don't really match up with Carpenter. So he would be fine getting $20 million a year for 2 years, and we can afford that for sure. So we'll give Carpenter that deal, and hopefully he accepts. We're gonna let Barajas walk. Let's see. We're gonna let Cora walk. Would not mind bringing Feliciano back. He doesn't want a lot, although I'd really only want him in like a 1-year deal for like 1.3. Okay, so he really wants that 2-year deal. Now, if he would take a team option, I wouldn't mind. Okay. Yeah, so we'll get Feliciano back. Feliz, we're going to let walk. Gonzalez, we definitely want back. He had a very good year for us. Now, he wants a 5-year deal. I don't really want to do that. I would do a 3-year deal maybe with the team option for the 3rd year, and maybe just bump that down to 3.4. I mean, actually, let me try 3 flat. See if he would take that, and maybe the team option could be like 4.5. Let's see. Okay, so that's pretty. So he's really adamant on this 5-year deal, which is understandable. It's probably his only chance he's ever going to have to get like a big money deal. I wonder if I offered him more money if he would be fine. Maybe not. Like if I give him $5 million, I don't know. I feel like that's like I'm gonna let him. I don't know. Like, is it smart to let him walk? I feel like it's not smart to let him walk. I mean, he did so well. I mean, he's been such a good relief pitcher. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. We have to get Gonzalez back. We can't risk it. So I just don't. I don't want to give him 5 years. I'll give him 3 years, and then maybe we'll give him 5 mil a year. I wonder if that would put him over. Okay. So now we get out of the 5 year deal. We only have to give him a 3 year deal. Gabe Kapler. Now here's a guy that I wouldn't mind keep. No, like when it comes to like the backups, I always like to let them walk and just like see if I can find someone better. If not, then I can sign him back. No big deal. So we're gonna let Kapler walk. We're gonna let Kendall walk. Feliz walk. Cora can walk. Barajas can walk. Balfour is interesting. I would not mind getting him back. He's 32 years old as well. But he's a solid relief pitcher. It seems, at least in like the historical franchises, they don't really grow on trees as much as they do in the modern saves. So here's another guy that wants a 3 year deal. So I'll give him, or he wanted a 5 year deal. So I'll give him a 3 year deal, and I'll make that 2013, maybe 2.3, and that's a fair offer. Cool. So that is that. So we offer contracts to Balfour, Carpenter, Feliciano, and Gonzalez, along with Guzman, Happ, and Hamels. That way we won't have to fill up too much in free agency this year. So I think I'll just get a simulate ahead until the awards get announced. So that's on November 8th, so that's just about a week away. So I will simulate up until then, and we can see who won the awards for the 2010 season. Okay, so we are at the start of the who wins the awards. So we did get some people to sign contracts. We got Guzman, Hamels, and Happ back almost immediately. Then we also got Feliciano, Balfour, and Gonzalez. So our bullpen will most likely look the same as it did last year, and we also got Hamels and Happ back. So once we get Carpenter back, I think we'll be good to go. But best defenders, let's see if we got any. We did not get any Gold Gloves this year. Hiroki Kuroda won for the as a pitcher. Brandon Inge as a catcher, Albert Pujols at first, Felipe Lopez at second, Zimmerman at third, Tulo at short, Seth Smith, there we go, in left field, Drew Stubbs in center, and Jay Bruce in right. And then in the AL, Zach Greinke won as a pitcher. He's still with the Royals at this point. Downer Navarro won as a catcher, Paul Konerko at first, Ronnie Cedeno at second, Evan Longoria at third, Asdrubal Cabrera at short, Ryan Ludwig in left, Jacoby Ellsbury in center, and Desmond Jennings in right. So those are your Gold Glove Award winners. Now tomorrow is Reliever of the Year. So Andrew Bailey, this is when he was one of the better relievers in the game. So he won AL Reliever of the Year, followed by Jose Valverde and Ryan Madsen. And in the NL, it was Sean Marshall, followed by Michael Wirth. So our closer finished second in the voting, and Matt Thornton of the Astros finished third. Silver Slugger is tomorrow. I imagine we're going to have a couple of those. All right, so we did get Chris Carpenter back, and our fans seem to be pleased by the contract extension of Chris Carpenter, which is good. So in the NL, we got two. Yeah, so we got Utley, one at second base, and Wirth, one in right field. Felipe Polino, one as a pitcher. Pablo Sandoval, catcher. Joey Votto at first. Mark Reynolds at third. Tulo at short. So Tulo got a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger. Seth Smith, the same thing, and Cargo, one in center field. So that Rockies team looks pretty solid. And in the AL, Joe Mauer as the catcher. He had an exceptional year. Mark Teixeira, Casey McGee, surprisingly, Alex Rodriguez, Eric Ibar, Jason Bay, BJ Upton, JD Drew, and Billy Butler. So now tomorrow will be the Rookie of the Year. I don't think we had any rookies on the team this year, so I don't think we have to worry about that. So in the NL, Brandon Belt in Houston, won NL Rookie of the Year, followed by Paul Goldschmidt in Arizona and Pedro Alvarez in Pittsburgh. And in the AL, Danny Dorn of the Los Angeles Angels won Rookie of the Year. He had a .269 batting average, nice. 342 OBP, 28 homers, 103 RBIs, and 82 runs scored. Chris Carter of the A's finished second, and Chris Heisey of the Royals finished third. Manager of the Year is tomorrow. Would not be surprised if we came, anywhere near it, but I guess not. So the Diamondbacks manager won, and that's not too surprising. He won 101 and 61, and they won the World Series. So that's fine. I can agree with that. And then Terry Francona won in the AL. He is still the manager of the Red Sox at this point. Tomorrow is the Cy Young Awards. Carpenter might be it. I don't know. It does not look like it. So Tim Lincecum wins once again. So Carpenter finished second and Hamels finished third. So we had a 2-3 punch in the Cy Young Award voting, but Lincecum won yet again. So I want to see. I think Yeah, this is his third straight NL Cy Young Award, so good for Tim Lincecum. Looks like he is not broken down yet. I imagine it's going to happen eventually, but regardless, he's still throwing it. And then in the AL, Zach Greinke went 23-4, 287 Ks and 249 innings, a 2.13 ERA. Batters only hit 193 off of him. Cliff Lee finished second, and Brett Anderson finished third. And then tomorrow, most valuable player. I doubt we'll have anyone in the top three for that. So we'll see though. Oh wow! So Chris Carpenter actually finished third. Tim Lincecum MVP. So what is this? So now that's 2 straight NL MVP awards for Tim Lincecum. That's 3 straight Cy Young awards. Wow, good for him. Good for Tim Lincecum. One of the best players in this save, it would seem. Joey Votto finished second, and then Carpenter third. And then in the AL, Zach Greinke won MVP, followed by Cliff Lee and Brett Anderson. So the 3 top finishers in the Cy Young Award voting in the AL finished top 3 for MVP voting. So those are your award winners. Now, I don't remember if we're still waiting on anybody to sign. We are not. So we got all the guys that we wanted. So now we just need to wait for free agents to file. I'm not too sure when that is. Let me go to the manager's office and take a look. So that is November 24th. So I think right now I'm just going to cut out. I do need to sign some coaches for the organization. So I think I'll cut out, sign those guys, and then simulate up until the free agency filings. And then that way we can take a look at the free agency class and decide what we want to do. So I will be back on November 24th. The free agents did file the best of available options, it would seem, are Vlad Guerrero, Yadier Molina, Eric Bedard, J.D. Drew, Ted Lilly, Ryan Dempster, Torrey Hunter, John Lackey, Manny, and Hanley Ramirez. So Hanley Ramirez, wow, this is... Yeah, I'm definitely going to look to sign this guy. Now, he has compensation, but only wants like 16 mil, at least to start. Obviously, I think that's going to go up at some point. But I think you definitely have to look into signing Hanley Ramirez. I'm going to offer him a contract. I imagine this guy wants like a long deal. Yeah, he wants, 8 years? I would not mind giving that to him. So the money we would have left is 20 mil. So maybe if I like backloaded this like out the ass, let me see if I can do that. So maybe just give him like 20 mil in each of these years. Yeah, I'm gonna give him like the prototypical Yankees deal where like it's like backloaded to all hell, but like, all right. So maybe like something like this, then maybe like 22. I feel like I'm going to regret that in 2018, but that's so far, like that's 8 years away, right? Like, would he be interested in this? He would. Okay. So we're going to submit that to Hanley Ramirez, because we're going all in. I'm really trying to win the World Series because that's something we were never able to do with the Angels. So I'm really going to try to hunker down and win the World Series. I mean, the worst comes to worst, we're going to have to rebuild the Phillies in a few years like what happened in real life, but hopefully that doesn't happen because I'd like to keep this team competitive for as long as possible. That was the goal. So now we need a center fielder. I don't think we have the money for J.D. Drew, unfortunately, which kind of stinks. We could get Vlad Guerrero, but he can only play right. Although I could move Worth to center, move Vlad to right. No compensation. He's only looking at a 3-year deal, so I would give him maybe 2 years. And maybe give him like 7 and 7 and keep that player option in. So now we get Vlad Guerrero. So he's probably going to decline eventually. I mean, maybe it'll happen this year. Maybe it'll happen next year. I mean, I just need my catcher to be like really good defensively. And that's actually Barajas. So maybe I should bring Barajas back. I mean, he had 10 home runs in limited time. Only wants $1 million, so yeah, maybe we'll get Barajas. I know his leadership and his work ethic are low, but I'm hoping that the other players on the team can kind of, help him overcome that. He has a 50 for defensive rating. What about Suzuki? 75, and he only wants 900,000. So yeah, we're definitely going to get Kurt Suzuki. Offer contract. Yeah, 900,000. Cool. I think we're gonna go with Bautista. I don't. Although, like Canerco can give you more like value than Bautista, I feel. So I think we're gonna try to get Canerco. Look at that, Jorge Alfaro. He should not even be in the game at this point, I don't think. But regardless, we're gonna try to get Canerco. He wants 4 years. I'll give him 2 at 4.6, and that's fine. So he'd like that. So now thinking about it now, so now we have our catch. Assuming everyone signs, we have our catcher sorted out. We have our first baseman sorted out. We have our third baseman sorted out. Uh, who did we give? Did we try to sign an outfielder yet? I forget. I already forget. We're trying to sign so many guys. I forget who we give an offer to. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're going to move Guerrero to right and move Worth to center. So we got that figured out. So now we just really need like a backup outfielder because let's say we get these 5 guys, that moves our roster to 25. What? Why would that move our roster to 25? Oh, that's right, because we're gonna get rid of some guys, right? Yeah. So let's do that. So now we can go back to the offseason center free agent. So let's look for utility infielders who have solid leadership ability and work ethic. Maybe like a Ryan Terrio. Ah, here we go. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Someone like Ryan Terrio who wants $4 million. I don't know if I really want to give him that. Does he want $4 million? Am I looking at the right guy? No, he only wants $907,000. Okay. So let's try to get Ryan Terrio on the team. He would be a good middle infielder. So there's one of it. Okay. And then maybe Bautista would be a good look. Let me try to see just your typical teammate. I mean, he could play third. He could be backup first baseman if we need him to. He can also be outfield if we need it. Yeah, so let's try to get Bautista offer the contract. He wants a 4-year deal. I would give him a 2-year deal. If he really wants that opt-out, I'll give him that. Okay, that's fine. He would take a 2-year deal. So I think that would, if every one of them signs, I think that would really improve the team. Okay, so good news. We got everyone that we wanted to sign. We got Hanley Ramirez. We got Rod Barajas. We got Ryan Terrio. We got Kurt Suzuki, Paul Canerco, Jose Bautista. We got Vlad Guerrero. So we got everyone that we wanted, which is incredible. And I think I'm like $9,000 under the salary cap at this point. So I don't think we can make any trades this season, but hopefully we won't have to with this team. So we did lose a first-round pick for signing Hanley Ramirez, which is kind of a shame because, I mean, we're not going to pick early in the draft, so these guys wouldn't be available anyway. But the draft class looks really, really good this year. Obviously, Matt Harvey, Leonis Martin, Sonny Gray, Mookie Betts, Javier Baez, Bryce Harper, Brad Miller, Christian Yelich, Kyle Hendricks, and Jose Fernandez, the top 10 available supposedly. So, and I'm sure there's a lot more guys after them. So we won't have a first-round pick, but that is okay because we are going all in. So losing that first-round pick, that's the price you pay for trying to improve. So if we go to rosters and transactions, Hanley Ramirez is now a part of the Philadelphia Phillies. So welcome to the team, Hanley. Hopefully it goes a little better than this Red Sox is going. But the draft is today, believe it or not. So that's why you see here we're loading this database real quick, and now we got to go through this scout players gimmick. And there we go. So first-year player draft, the top 10. All right, so Greg Bird has now moved up, Drew Smiley, Jackie Bradley, Manny Machado, Taijuan Walker, Brad Miller. So this is a very deep draft class. Seattle, San Diego, Baltimore, Los Angeles. Who is this? This is the Los Angeles Dodgers, okay? So, and the New York, I imagine this is the Mets. Yeah, it is. Yep, so the Mets. So Seattle, San Diego, Baltimore, the Dodgers, and the Mets have the first 5 picks. So let's see what happens here. We don't have a first-round pick, but oh well. Or Joseph Musgrove, he could be interesting. Rafael Montero. I completely missed these guys. Nick Martinez, Kyle Kubica, Nate Carnes. I mean, he's a 2-pitch pitcher right now. How about Montero? He's a 3-pitch. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter at this point. Who does our scouting director recommend? Steve Selsky? I'm going to go with Bradley first just because. And then, Orlando. Oh, wow. A lot of options. Oh, yeah, we're going to go with this guy. This guy has speed for sure. So we're going to try to get him. We're going to draft and offer the slot. And that's it. Oh, there's Chris Bassett, Christian Bergman. All right, yeah, so there's a lot of names in this draft for sure. I don't really know who else would be available at this point in the 3rd round. I want to see if Bradley's still there. Let's see. Oh, I saw Barrios. I thought that was... All right, here we go. Yes, let's take a shot on Bradley. He wants the recommended slot, so we'll draft and offer the slot. That's that. So until the next pick... I'm not going to go too much into this, so let's see who... Matt Whistler, I think we have to take a shot on, definitely. So let's take a shot on Matt Whistler. Yeah, so we're going to draft him off of the slot. Okay, so I have set up the lineup. I'm really happy with it. It actually looks incredible. I think if we don't win with this lineup we have right now, I think it's safe to say the game hates me and I'm never going to win a World Series in this game. At least for YouTube, because when I'm not doing like a YouTube series, I can win a World Series easily. But if I am doing a YouTube series, it seems like I just can't win. But anyway, looking at the lineup, J.B. Rollins leading off, followed by Hanley Ramirez, Chase Utley, Vladimir Guerrero cleaning up, Matt Holliday batting 5th, Paul Konerko batting 6th, Jason Worth batting 7th, and Rod Barajas batting 8th, with the pitcher batting 9th. And we have really good guys that we can call off the bench to pinch hit. We have Bautista, Luke Scott, Shane Victorino, Ryan Theriot. Pinch runners, we have Victorino, Theriot, and Bautista. So I really do think that this lineup is like incredible. Like when you have Jason Worth batting 7th, like your lineup is really, really good, right? So I'm really happy with this lineup, how it's constructed right now. In fact, I might put Konerko at 5th and Holliday at 6th. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So I think any lineup where you have like Holliday and Worth as your 6 and 7 hitters, I think it's definitely great. You also have Ramirez as your number 2. You have Rollins leading off. So, and the only reason I have Rollins up this high, his expectation is the top of the lineup, and if he's hitting like 7th or 8th, which is kind of where I would want him. But if you put him down there, his morale is going to go down. Everything's just going to become a big, you know what. So that's why he's batting leadoff, and if nothing else, for nostalgia reasons. But yeah, and then pitching, we kind of went over it already. But Strasburg, Hamels, Carpenter, Edwin Jackson, J.A. Happ. In fact, I might put Happ in front of Jackson. And then in the bullpen, Wade Davis, Grant Balfour, Angel Guzman, and Pedro Feliciano as our middle relief guys. Mike Gonzalez and Jason Grilli. In fact, actually, what I might do is I think I'll put Grilli as a middle relief guy, and I will move Gonzalez as our 8th reliever. And I think we could probably make maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking Balfour or Guzman. Or maybe Feliciano wouldn't be opposed to that. I think Balfour, yeah. So we're going to try Balfour as our setup guy in the 7th inning or later and see how that goes. Let's see. Yeah, so now we have Davis, Grilli, Guzman, Feliciano as our middle relief guys, Balfour and Gonzalez as our setup men, and Michael Wartz as our closer. So I think the way this team is constructed right now, there's no reason that we can't win the World Series next year. And the good thing, looking at the minor league system rankings, we are still first. Like with all this talent that we have, we are still first in the minor league system rankings, 215 points, over 100 points ahead of the second place Texas Rangers. You see, we have Vance Worley, who's number 8. We have Dallas Keuchel, who's 11th. Garrett Richards is 12th. Corbin is 13th. Schumacher is 34th. So we definitely have, a really good prospect pool, along with all the talent we have at the major league level. So, I mean, we are going all in, that's for sure. But it's not like, what happened in real life with the Phillies, where they didn't have any prospects in case everything went for naught. Like, we have really good prospects in the system, at least according to this game. So, with that being said, this is going to be all for episode number, I think this is 7, I believe, of my Phillies franchise here on Out of the Park Baseball 17. Be sure to leave a like if you did enjoy. New OOTP video will be out tomorrow, which this film right now should be out on Thursday, if I schedule it correctly, and then the next one will be out tomorrow on Friday. So once again, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.